Hi everyone, my name is Elena and today I'll be filming a 30 minutes yin yoga class for you, focusing on the lower body. So I just got back home from cycling and I'm gonna stretch out my lower body, focusing on the quads, on the hamstrings and on the hips and maybe a little bit of hip flexors. So get your mats ready and let's begin. So we'll begin in a caterpillar pose where you bring your legs straight, lift your sitting bones off the ground, and for those of you who are youngsters, you already know what kind of props you can use: pillows, blocks, bolsters, blankets, whatever you have available. I've got my block here, so I'm going to place it in between my calf muscles, and you're just simply going to flex forward. So take a deep inhale here. Lengthen the spine as you exhale, flex forward, and see if you can release your forehead down on top of the block. Your hands will be on the outside of the shins, palms are facing up. If you find yourself halfway down, then just stay here. That's absolutely fine. And this is where you will feel it. Allow your knees to be soft, allow your ankles to completely relax. So it's not an active pose, it's a really passive forward fold. And once you find your pose, then you close your eyes. And you begin by focusing on your breath, inhaling it through the nose, exhaling through your mouth. So notice the sensation on the back of the thighs. Hamstrings are on the back of the thighs here. You might feel more of a pull from the back of the knee or maybe the sitting bone. Or maybe you will feel a nice opening in your lower back as well. So as much as we are focusing on the hamstrings, we're focusing on the whole posterior part of the body. And whenever you feel that you're able to go a little bit deeper, you can lower the block or remove the prop or whatever you're using and go a little bit deeper. So if you're quite low like me to the ground, you can bring your arms on the outside of the hips and bring your palms facing up so that your shoulders can completely drop and relax. Relax, you allow the knees to be soft. Try not to push or pull anything. And take a couple of deep inhales and exhales. And closing your eyes, you're stepping away from a world of seeing and you're going into a world of feeling. So that's why I encourage you to always, all my students always encourage to close their eyes so that you can really start to feel, so that you're not distracted, you're here in the moment, you're focusing on the breath and you're really with the sensation of the stretch. So let's hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Inhale where you are and exhale, just raise your head up. Look at your big toes and try to reach either for the ankles, for the shins, or for the outside edges of your feet. If you have a prop, you can remove it to the side. Now we're going to do a little bit more of an active forward fold. So you're trying to pull your elbows down towards the ground, flex your feet, point the toes up, and see if you can kind of lift the heels off the ground. Hold it here for 3, for 2 and 1, slowly release. And now think about pulling from the waist, the rib cage, the chest forward. And I will do this 2 more times. So flex your feet, try to raise the heels. Hold it here for 3, for 2 and 1, slowly release. And the last one, try to go a little bit deeper. Flex your feet and raise for 3, for 2 and 1, slowly release. Roll up into seated. As you inhale, reach your arms over your head. Become taller as you exhale. Take a twist to your right. Try to look over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back through the center. Exhale, turn over to your left. Inhale here. Then exhale, release your body back to the center. Moving into the quads and hip flexors. Bend your right foot in, left foot out. Right foot is touching onto the left inner thigh. Move your calf muscle out of the way and come and sit on top of your sitting bones. If you have any issues with your ankle, and ankle needs to be propped because your foot wants to go out this way, then bring a blanket or a pillow and place it underneath your ankle. You don't want the foot to be flexed, okay? You want it to point back. And then from here, start to walk your hands slowly back and see if you can come on top of your elbows. So if you do have the blocks like me, you can use your blocks underneath your elbows in this position, or pillows if you don't have the blocks. And if you're already here and you feel a sensation of a stretch and a length on your left quad, then this is where you stay. If you're able to take a little bit deeper, you're going to come with me all the way down to the ground. I'm just going to move a little bit to the front. So release the elbows down, see how you feel here. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you're able to go a little bit lower or all the way down to the ground, come with me. Option to grab the opposite elbows and raise your arms over your head, or bring them into cactus or wherever you feel comfortable. I want you to just close your eyes and think about pushing your left knee down to the ground and slightly lifting the left hip bone up. And you feel a little bit more of an opening here. If it's too much, then just stay here completely passive. If you want to go a little bit deeper, do this activation of pushing the knee down and lifting the left hip up. And close your eyes and focus on opening of that front thigh. So see where you feel it the most. Keep taking deep, long inhales in through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. Deep, long breath in, inhale. And exhale. And we'll stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay where you are. Just release your hand and see if you can bring your right foot up. Okay, we're going to go deeper into the quads and hip flexors. For some of you, this might be too advanced. So if you already feel enough where you are, you stay there and then you work on breathing. If you're able to go a little bit deeper, go with me. You're going to bend that right knee. You're going to grab hold of that knee and see if you can pull it to your chest, as close to your chest as you can. Good. And you will notice if your left knee wants to come off like this, don't allow it. This is too much. The idea is not for you to touch this knee to the chest. It doesn't matter how deep you go. You're just bringing this knee up so that you can have more opening here. So even if you're just lifting the foot off the ground, that's enough. Good. And close your eyes, relax the back of the shoulders into the ground. Actively push that knee down, especially if you're in this pose, because it does want to come up. Your exhales is when you relax the muscles. So you inhale, create space in your body. And as you exhale, focus on opening wherever you feel that tension. Try to just let that go, relax. Good, and let's do 3 deep more breaths like this. Every exhale, push that left knee down. 2 more. Good, and the last one. Good, and slowly release your right foot down. Bend the elbows, push the elbows into the ground, tuck your chin in and use your abdominals to come out of the pose. Straighten your right leg out, lean onto the right hip and extend your left leg out. Oof. I already feel the difference. You should definitely feel the difference. You can massage your quads a little bit here. Shake it off. We'll do exactly the same on the other side. So bend the left knee, right knee goes out. Push the calf muscle out of the way. Make sure the foot is pointing back. If you need to prop your ankle, feel free to prop the ankle. If you feel any discomfort in this knee, then what you can do is you can create more space in between the foot and the knee, or between the heel and the glute and your hip. Okay, so let's see how you feel on this side. Start to walk your forearms down, and most of you or some of you might already feel something here, so you will just stay here for the whole time. You don't have to worry about going all the way down to the ground. It's not about how deep you go. Now, I already feel that this quad and this hip flexor is much tighter than the left one. So I'm gonna hang in here for a little bit. Close your eyes. Good, work on the breath and just those tiny little pelvic tilts. So I'm just trying to raise the right hip higher, push the right knee down. Good. So inhale where you are. As you exhale, push the knee down and raise the hip tiny bit. It's just an inch of a movement. And then when you're ready, you can go all the way down on top of your shoulders. You can have your hands here on the lower belly as well. If you don't want to necessarily open the shoulders and raise your arms up, you just want to focus on the lower body. And again, close your eyes. Notice the difference between the right and your left thigh. See how that feels. Where do you feel more of a pull? Do you feel more of a pull from the knee joint or from the hip flexors? And your lower back is definitely going to be curved and off the ground. That's just normal. You're not trying to flatten the lower back. Just try to relax the back of the shoulders into the ground, the back of the head. If you feel any tension, you can just roll the head from side to side here. Good, and let's stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Staying where we are, we're going to bend that left knee. Again, if this previous pose was enough for you, you just hold it there for a little bit longer. So in Yin Yoga, it's all about holding the poses for much longer periods of time. If you are able to go deeper, grab hold of the left knee and just pull it in, just tiny bit. As if you notice, like if I pull my left knee in closer, my right knee wants to come off the ground. You don't want this. You want to keep the right knee on the ground and pull the left knee in, and I really, really feel it in my hip flexors on this side. This is much tighter for me. So focus on that breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. My exhales is my release, is something where I focus on relaxing the muscles, where I focus on accepting the discomfort of this pose and trying to just relax, allow the body to do its own thing. Three more deep breaths here. Good, and slowly start to release your left foot into the ground. Release the elbows, push them into the ground, tuck your chin in, and come up into seated. Straighten your left leg out, lean onto the left hip, and extend your right leg out. Oof, I definitely feel the difference. So we've done the hamstrings, we've done the quads and hip flexors a little bit. We're gonna go a little bit deeper into the hamstrings.
Keep your left leg straight, and you're gonna bring your right knee on top of your left, so as if you were doing a half a shoelace. For those of you who are not able to come with your knees on top of each other, you can bring the right foot on the inside and you're just going to flex forward, okay? So what I want you to do is just grab the leg and internally rotate. So look at your feet. Your foot always wants to roll out this way when it's relaxed. So we want to internally rotate it and then place the knee on top. Good. If you need to prop this ankle again, feel free to prop it, and just simply you're going to flex forward. If you have a block or you need to use a block or prop, use it on top of the knee. If you don't have any props, you can use your fists as your props. So 2 fists on top of each other and relax your forehead down. If you're able to go all the way down, your chin is more likely to go over the knee or rest on top of the knee. You're just flexing forward and relaxing your hands on the outside of the shin. Palms are facing up, just so that you resist this kind of pushing or pulling sensation, okay? And for those who are really close, where your chest is resting on the top of the thigh, I want you to bring your hands behind your lower back and grab one of the wrists so that your shoulders can completely relax. What happens in this pose is because we're in the half a shoelace, this leg pushes on the top of the bottom because of your upper body resting on top, so that's why you'll feel a little bit more on the back of the knee and deeper in the hamstrings. So find your pose, close your eyes. Work with your breath. Breath is your best friend here. You want to really use it. Inhaling in through the nose. Think about creating space, and exhaling, relaxing your chest deeper into the pose. Deep breath in, inhale. Exhale, allow your body to completely relax and rest on the top of that thigh. Drop the shoulders, relax the head, the neck. Notice the sensation in the lower back. So you might feel an opening from the back of the pelvis through the lower back, maybe all the way up to the top of the neck. And hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll do the same thing as we did in a caterpillar. So look at the big toe, flex the foot, and this is probably not going to happen, but think about if you wanted to raise the heel off the ground, what would you do? What would you activate? And hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Release everything down, and 2 more times. Flex the foot, try to raise the heel off the ground and hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Release and go a little bit deeper. Flex the foot, try to raise the heel, look at the big toe, stay for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly come up, inhale, reach your arms over your head. And let's take a twist to your right. Good, come back to the center, reach your arms over your head. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale where you are, and exhale, release your body back to the center. And let's do the other side. So for those of you who can't put the knees on top of each other, you just simply bring the foot on the inside, okay? Again, internally rotate that thigh so the toes are pointing more in rather than out, and then bring the left knee on top of your right. Use a block if you need to, use any other props. You can use your 2 fists, rest your forehead on top of it. Inhale where you are, exhale, take that forward fold. Ooh, definitely feel it here. It's kind of like a really uncomfortable forward fold. So your body, your upper body will want to resist. So if you place your hands like this, you find yourself sort of pushing into the ground and saying, okay, I can stay here. But if you place your palms up and you really need to relax your upper body, that's a little bit more challenging. So your chin can maybe go over the knee, or maybe your nose or your cheek, or wherever you found yourself. Close your eyes, breathe. Staying for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just raise your head up, see if you can flex the foot and try to raise the heel off the ground for 3, for 2, and 1. Release, go a little bit deeper. Flex the foot, try to raise the heel for 3, for 2, and 1. Try to go a little bit deeper, and the last one, flex and hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Release. Slowly roll up into seated, reach your arms up, stretch, and twist to your left. Inhale, come back through to the center. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale here, and as you exhale, release back to the center. Straighten your both legs out, and let's finish with hip openers. So we've done your hamstrings, we've done your quads, and your hip flexors. Let's go into the hips. For the hips, we're gonna do a full shoelace, or we can do a triangle pose, depending on your ability. So we've done a half a shoelace, and a full shoelace is bringing your both knees on top of each other. For those of you who are able to do this pose, you can come into this pose. So right knee on top of your left. For the others, you can try a triangle where you bring your both shins on top of each other. You might need to prop in between the knee and the foot. Okay, so it's up to you. If you're not able to do this, your shins can be down this way, and all you're going to do is just flex forward. So choose your option today, either a shoelace or sort of a triangle. So I'm going to go into a shoelace, left knee down, right knee on top. And again, you can use a block here in front of your knees. Inhale where you are. As you exhale, just simply flex forward. Your head, your forehead drops on top of the block, and relax your arms on the outside, palms are facing up. Now notice as your right knee is on top of your left, you should feel more of an opening on the outer part of the right hip, but you will definitely feel some on the left as well. Close your eyes, find that edge, that pose for you that works for you, so you don't want to go too deep and feel too much pain or too much discomfort where you find yourself that your muscles are engaging rather than resting. And you also don't want to be in the pose where you just don't feel anything. Okay, so push yourself a little bit and then close your eyes and work with your breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through your mouth. Deep breath and inhale, and exhale. And take 5 deep, long breaths in like this in your own time. Two more. Every exhale just relaxes your muscles a little bit more. And the last one. Good. And slowly, slowly start to make your way out of the pose. Take a twist to the both sides. Inhale, lengthen, stretch. And as you exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, come back through the center. As you exhale, twist to your left. Good, and release back to the center. Okay, if you're in a shoelace, just switch your legs to the other side. Or if you want to know the fancy way of switching the shoelace, place your palms on the ground, come on top of your knees, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, and just walk around the mat to the front. And release your knees down, and sit down, and you should be on the other side. So just a little trick without you having to switch your legs and move around too much. Again, come and use your block if you want to. Inhale where you are. And as you exhale, lower your body all the way down as deep as you can. So here you can use your fists as well. If you're in a seated, for some people, just being in this pose is already opening for the hips. So they don't need to go deeper. They can just relax here, closing your eyes. Even if your spine is straight, you already feel the opening on the outer part of the left hip. That's absolutely fine. If you want to take it deeper, come and flex forward with me. And relax here. Relax your chest and your shoulders. Close your eyes. Breathe. So let's take those 5 deep breaths in your own time. Inhaling in through the nose, allowing your ribcage to open. As you exhale through your mouth, allow the hip to open and relax. Just completely let it go. Melt into the pose. Three more like this. Notice the sensation of the opening of your hip. Notice maybe you feel a tingling sensation in that area. Notice if it's more open and more tight for you. And last breath. Good. Inhale where you are. Slowly raise your head up. And on a breath out, start to make your way up. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. Stretch. Exhale, let's take a twist to your left. Inhale, come back through the center. And twist to your right. Release back to the center. You can remove your props and wrap your legs. Come into a few minutes of Savasana. I'm going to do Savasana with elevated knees. So I'm going to place the blocks underneath the knees. If you don't have the blocks, you can use your pillows, or even you can put the blocks underneath the ankles. So if you're placing them underneath the knees, just allow the knees to roll out a little bit. And come and lay down on your back. Just make sure you flatten your lower back first. Relax your sitting bones into the ground. Bring your arms on the outside of the hips and palms are facing up. So adjust whatever you need to adjust to be 5% more comfortable. And then just raise your shoulders off the ground and place them back down. Raise your head off the ground. Lengthen the back of the neck, slightly tuck your chin in and release the head back down. Now as you come into a complete stillness, do your body scan. Scan your body from the top of the crown all the way down to your heels. And notice and observe how you feel physically after this practice. After opening the hips, the quads, the hamstrings, especially bring your awareness and attention to those areas that you have worked on. Allow your body to digest all this opening that you've done. Come and bring your awareness to your breath. So you can come back to your natural breath, and I just want you to notice what part of your body is moving on the breath in. Is it your chest, your rib cage, or is it your stomach? What part of your body is naturally moving without you having to control anything? And just allow your whole body to be nice and soft and relaxed to the ground. And slowly, as you bring your attention back to your breath, we'll close this practice together with 3 deep inhales and exhales. So as you inhale, think about allowing your chest to rise. And with your breath out, you release all the tension, anything that you're holding on to, you'll let it go through your breath out. So we'll do this together. On your next inhale, take a deep long breath in and allow the chest to rise. And exhale, release. Deep breath in, inhale. Exhale, release and let go. And a last one, deep long breath in, inhale. And exhale, release. Good. You can slowly start to move, maybe roll your head from side to side, lift your shoulders off the ground and place them back down. So you can rotate your ankles and your toes. You can straighten your legs and arms. Pull them in towards your chest, wrap your arms around it and compress everything. Raise your head and shoulders off the ground, curve your spine. And then when you're ready, come up into seated with your eyes closed and with your spine straight. Bringing your palms together and rubbing them together, create a little bit of heat and energy. And place it over your eyes. Take a deep long breath and inhale. As you exhale, lower the hands all the way down your throat, your chest, your rib cage, your stomach, and your thighs and your knees. And you can slowly open your eyes. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.